Welcome back to Morgan's Lazy Sunday Afternoon live stream. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and today is Sunday. And I just spent like 3 hours working in my garden. A couple friends came and helped, so I'm pretty beat. I just finished showering. It is spring. So the back corner of my yard kind of slopes down into the fence, and I got this house from basically master gardener, and I am no gardener. And so it got overgrown with shrubs and things that were starting to turn into trees, and that's not what should be in a butterfly garden. So some friends came and helped me knock it back, and I found stairs and a ditch and like edging blocks and concrete and craziness like that. So yeah, I'm a little flush. Might have gotten a little sun, but it was a great way to start off the whole spring thing since it's spring. Anyhow, I'm here now. I have water that I'm going to chug. And I think it's time to write. Hello, welcome, Jeff. I think this is the first time you've come to my live stream, so it's great to see you here. So yeah, today I'm going to be writing. I know, trying to decide. Aww, my niece sends her love and also chugs. Is she drinking right now? Is she hungry? I hear my niece is a very hungry little girl. Probably. So yeah, that's my day so far is get up, breakfast, work on my garden like a gardener or, someone who owns a yard who doesn't want it to look crappy, even though the butterfly garden is technically in the backyard and therefore, something only people I invite over will see. But I'm hoping to have people over this year. Craziness, right? So apparently the niece is sleeping and of course somewhat hangry. Oh no. She's hangry while sleeping. I think that's a new one. Definitely. So yeah. So it's been a good day. I'm still a little flustered getting myself together, but so anywho, it's a great week because I got I have my vaccine scheduled for this coming week. Super excited, and a lot of my friends who live in my county also got the go ahead this week. So I actually have a timeline for when I can have people over more than like 6 feet away in my backyard. Although with the weather turning, obviously I can start thinking about having people over sooner rather than later. When I scheduled working on my garden today, like a week ago, and it was supposed to be like upper 50s, lower 60s. It's saying it's only 65 out there, but let me tell you, in the sun, it was definitely toasty, definitely pushing the 70s today. I don't know what the thermometer thinks is going on, but it's wrong, pretty much. So Jeff says, why not both sleepy and hangry? And yay for vaccine. I hear you're getting yours too. Super excited. I think that means my mom might adjust her arrival date. So I'm not sure if she's going to push for the niece's birthday or wait until everybody's recovered from the vaccine. So we'll see. Jeff's right there with me with the whole yard maintenance thing. He power washed outside. It is not colder than that nonsense in the sun, let me tell you. It is quite toasty. Maybe on your side of the county it's cooler. I don't know what to tell you, but I overheated and nearly died. So not actually true. That was a little bit of hyperbole. Just smidge. So yeah, that was my today. What was yesterday? I worked on a puzzle. I watched some TV. Oh, I Oculused. So I splurged after NaNoWriMo when I won NaNoWriMo and got myself an Oculus, which is that virtual reality headset thing. And I've learned if I wear a bandana with it, it doesn't like push into my forehead and give me a headache after 20 minutes. So I found out there were some more musical tracks, and I downloaded Green Day, Linkin Park, and Imagine Dragons, like their albums. And so I played through all of those yesterday. And so that was like 70 minutes of Oculus rifting. And then I lifted weights because I don't understand limits. So, but yeah, it was super fun. Jeff says, no death. I did not, in fact, die. I instead said, it's time for a water break. Let me grab some lemonade. This is an enforced break. So my helpers and I both had some lemonade. Jeff asks, where is it? Show us. What would you like to see? I lost track of the conversation. I've been talking to myself for too long, clearly. Oh, hello, Allie, and welcome. Jeff, you want to see the Oculus? I mean, I could show it to you. I think you know what one looks like, but I mean, it's not very exciting. It looks like this, and it goes on my head. And then I hallucinate in my kitchen for about half an hour to 45 minutes per session. I found my kitchen is the best place to Oculus because I don't have to move anything out of the way. And it's just big enough that I can like swing. And because of the counter space, I can actually swing wider than the technical space. So it's pretty handy. I don't know. It worked out pretty well. But yeah, so Jeff says that Demand Jeff is demanding. Demanding. Whew, that was a good one. Good one. Jeff says, my kitchen is a good space because I don't cook. No, even if I did cook, it's just an open space. What sort of food thing do you put in the middle of the kitchen floor? I don't know about you, but I don't put things in the middle of the kitchen floor. My island is just a little further out, I think is how that works. We have a Shannon. Hello. I don't know if you've joined my live stream before, so hello and welcome. But going back to Jeff, I totally cook on occasion. I at least take leftover white rice and like fry it with like eggs and chicken and turn it into fried rice. That's cooking. And I do spaghetti and deviled eggs and a couple other things. I'm not unknown to the stovetop. And I made cheesecake last week on the stream. So you can just take it and I think you know where to shove it. So anyway, oh, we have Amaya. Hello and welcome. Great to have you again. Super excited to see you. So I was thinking it might be about time for a writing sprint. Does anybody want to sprint? Oh, Sarah is here. Hello and welcome. Everybody popping in now. Sarah's hanging some new blinds today. Legit. I'm sorry that you have to. Is it because of neighbors or your pets or what happened to the old ones? I don't know. Shannon says this is her first time. Yay. She was a Nova nanite 6-7 years ago before she bolted for the UK and is kind of back in Eastern Standard Time. Awesome. Well, welcome back. I didn't start hanging out with the Nova nanites until, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe 4 now. So, Sarah says her blinds are old and brittle and just worn out. I get that. So I've definitely been there, although usually a puppy helped, but not recently. So well, I had helpers over to help with my garden. I made one of them help me install a new curtain rod in my shower curtain rod, because the tub for like my guest bath is like a little narrow, and so I got one of the swoopy curtain rods. That's the technical term there, swoopy curtain rods, and the directions included have person A push on this side of the wall, where person B pushes on that side of the wall. And I'm short. I can't actually reach both sides of my bathroom at the same time. And it's a tension rod thing. And so I just needed a second hand. So we got that happening. So my house is new and improved this week, and I found some stairs. So it was exciting. But anyway, everybody popped in. I said hi to everybody. Let's go ahead and do this sprint thing. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to make sure I have audio on. I'm going to select the proper tab. And because it's 2021, I'm still enjoying the irony of having 21-minute sprints. Y'all will just be suffering with them until I'm no longer amused. And let's go ahead and get some writing done, or chores, or eating cake, whatever you feel like doing. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. I have no expectations. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hey. I'm going to unmute myself because I have a baby girl. So, hey everybody, this is Morgan's sweet niece, Rosie. She is Rose's. I'm going to unmute myself because I have a baby girl. And now I'm listening to it as well. Sorry, everybody. Morgan's sweet niece, Rosie. She is Rose's. I'm going to unmute myself because I have a baby. Sorry about that. I am a video professional. I should know better. But this is Rosie. She loves you all, but mostly her Aunt Liz. Or her Aunt Morgan, sorry.
And we're back. Hello and welcome. I see Lizzie got here. Hello. She is working on coming up with character personalities, purposes, and maybe names. I'm not sure about them. Names are so hard, so I get that. Today, I have a special guest, otherwise known as my brother-in-law and my baby niece, who is the most adorable of adorableness. Is she conscious?
Baby niece may not be happy with my decisions, but this is Rosie, everyone.
Hi.
Morgan's special guest and Rosie's toesies.
Can I have a close-up of those toes?
Oh my God. Aunt Morgan, hang on. Yep. Rosie's toesies.
Okay.
Was that good?
Yes. It was very good for me. So
Well, it was good for you.
Thank you, Jeff, for joining us too. You're also very welcome.
Yeah, whatever. We know we're all here for Rosie.
Right. So, people in the chat below, let me know how your sprint went and what you're working on today. I am, of course, still working on my space fantasy that I started back in NaNoWriMo. Yesterday, I got a little bit of writing done while driving, and I'm converting those words from voice to text into coherent text right now. And I added over 700 words, so I'm pretty pleased with that, and I've almost got it all straightened out. I'm over halfway done smoothing it. Was that a little coo noise?
Yes, I think I may have to mute myself soon. She's going to get fussy because I don't have the requisite parts. So my apologies to everyone.
That's okay.
But I do want to ask, am I allowed to ask questions?
Yeah, sure.
So your friend who asked about naming, can we talk about why this one was named the way she is? Do you want to answer that for Lizzie? And Morgan, you can tell her.
People who have shown up before may have already heard this, but I do have several new people. So this is my niece, Samantha Rose, and she is almost coming up on 4 weeks, right? And so she is named after the hero of Lord of the Rings and his sweetheart. So Sam, Antha, Rosie.
And as Rosie is fussing at me, I'll just tell y'all I named Amanda Amanda's belly. Amanda is Morgan's sister-in-law. I named her belly Rosie Cotton, and then all of a sudden we got pregnant. So that is why this is Rosie, because Rosie Cotton was Samwise Gamgee's wife in The Lord of the Rings. So I'm going to mute myself now. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah. So, okay, Lizzie is working on plans for her mermaid series because world building is hard. Legit. Everybody said hi to Rosie because she is the most adorableness, and a couple people even said hi to Jeff too. Greg is here. He's not working writing-wise. That's totally fine. You can just come hang out. But did lawn work yesterday and today. Legit. My butterfly garden is no longer overgrown and is totally reseeded. So, and I even managed to get in a shower before my stream, which, is a thing. So Shannon is revising their 2019 Nano project, a restoration historical romance. There aren't enough set in that period. Greg has dubbed my niece Hobbitses. And Lizzie enjoyed the beautiful name story. I think he's still there. He's just, people are coming and going and things and stuff. There's fussy little babies. Did you get rid of the fussy little one?
I have handed the fussy little one off to your sister and been accused of calling you her sister-in-law. I'm not sure if I did. And
you did. It's okay. I forgive you.
We'll go with dad brain.
Right. I see a Freckles in the background there.
This is Freckles. He's not going to come on command because he's an idiot.
Fine.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But he loves all of you.
Yay. He's a sweetheart. But he needs to come to you rather than you go to him most of the time. He's a little skittish. Oh no, Greg overdid it with the yard work and has a back spasm and heating pad. That is contraindicated. Heating pads are glorious things though, so hopefully that is good. Kelly is here. Hello and welcome. I hope your Sunday is going lovely. I managed, despite trying to kill myself, I'm still upright and coherent and everything else. At least I think I'm coherent.
More than me. Although I do have to ask, Morgan, so your shower thing, is it more than my wingspan? Which is like 6+ foot.
It's maybe that. My guest bath is not the hugest bathroom.
I'm trying to picture it. I'll have to next time I'm over. But yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and the tub itself is pretty narrow, so hopefully it'll at least make it more comfortable for guests who use that shower. So, which was the whole, point of putting it on my Christmas wish list and finally getting it installed in March, because I've had no guests anyway, so at least not inside coming to shower. But yeah, so. But I get my shot on Tuesday, shot 1. So I am, a month and a half out. I did not slip in the shower. I had a friend help with the yard, and then I dragged him inside to help me install a curved shower curtain to get a little more elbow space in there. So hopefully it'll be more spacious for my guests, and hopefully I'll be having guests soon. So I hear there is an eager grandmother who wants to come visit, and she was talking day tripping, but since vaccines are coming through, it might be longer. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm pretty sure we all know grandmother's coming and staying for at least a few days, because have you met that baby? And I know all y'all have. So now, except for the crying.
Right. Kelly just hopped on. You missed it. This is my brother-in-law on, and my 3.5-week-old niece was with us until she decided it was lunch, second lunch, tea time,
12th lunch. You'll have to ask your sister. I don't want to comment specifically, but yeah, Rosie has decided that it is feeding time, and Rosie and I have not been in agreement today. So
babies have as many meals as hobbits. They just don't label them.
Yes. So Aunt Morgan, you're welcome over anytime now that you have your vaccine in a few weeks to come over and handle her at 4 a.m.
Oh, excellent. So Lizzie says her dad got his 2 shots. Beware of the second shot. It makes you fall asleep on the spot. Oof. I hear if you've already had COVID, the first shot is the rough one. But for those of us who have been successfully socially distancing, thanks to job and life not getting in the way of that successes, that it's not till the second shot that we really are planning on getting hit with a truck. So, Ward is here. Hello and welcome. How are the goats? How are the things? Tell us. Allie was gonna write, but kept falling asleep while sitting up. Oh dear. Have you considered a nap? Maybe? Lizzie says she's not old enough to get one yet, and her mom doesn't want one. And dad only got it because it was required for his job. Well, I like to see people, and I like to be sure that I'm not going to get anyone sick, hospitalized, or dead. So I'm going to get a shot as soon as I can. So that's my decision. Obviously, everyone has to make the decision that's right for them.
Hi, Kelly.
Says, hi.
I don't know you, but hi.
So Greg had a few side effects on either shot. Legit. So MM says the goats are enjoying the warm 50-ish weather this weekend, but snow is coming tonight. Yeah, I hear it's supposed to chill out tonight as well.
No, I want to know more about where that person is, because I'm not cool with more snow.
Midwest.
All right, I can live with that. In the eastern states, because I just power washed today. So
I hear that. Oh, it's super late for Allie in the UK. I get that. If you need to go to sleep, thank you for coming and get that sleep. Maybe hydrate a little, but you know. Lizzie said they visited someone the day after Dad got his second shot and he fell asleep. Oh yeah, no, I've been told to clear out the next 3 to 5 days to recover from that second shot. So, Kelly just finished perusing social media after coming in from the yard, having laid much more mulch. And get that, I got my whole yard mulched last spring and it's holding up okay. So I'm quite relieved because there's a lot of yard and a lot of mulch required for this house. Okay. Greg said he had very few side effects, not had a few side effects. Gotcha. From his shot. So, Allie says that only old people and sickly people get it here. That's where we started, but we're trying to get it to everyone to try and get that herd immunity. Also, you know, one state in the US is the size of your country. So, you know.
Allie's in the UK, is that right?
Yeah. Okay. So Lizzie asked if everyone was in the yard today. On the east coast of the US, definitely, because it's absolutely gorgeous.
Lizzie, I live not far away from Morgan, and frankly, everyone in our neighborhood was out and about. Well, I was working in the yard today, so you know, we're about half an hour away from her, 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're both basically outside of Washington, D.C., and it was in the mid-60s today. So with warmer in the sun, definitely. It was pretty hot. MM would like to reassure you that the snow is due in Colorado, about 90 miles from the mountains. And warns us to hydrate or dihydrate. Dun, dun, dun.
I got real quick.
Right? So Kelly has annual winter pansies multiplying from the lasting cold weather. Oh, wow. Lizzie is also East Coast. Awesome. And Shannon ignored the weeds in favor of a walk. Legit. The only reason I dealt with this butterfly garden is because this is when my friends could come out. And I mean, it was 2 hours of work with 3 people. I can't imagine trying to do it myself. Yeah, no, that would have been a lot less would have gotten done before I called it quits.
I'm pretty sure Lizzie made the right choice.
Shannon in this case, but yeah. So
my apologies. I'm getting confused.
No worries.
Sleep depth, new dad.
So how much sleep have you gotten total this week?
I'm looking to your sister to answer that question.
Less than I have.
Less than she has is the answer. So everybody listening, Rosie, who is Morgan's niece, is 4 weeks old on Tuesday, the 23rd. Aunt Morgan was amazing and showed up before us at the birth center. So,
because I'm 20 minutes closer.
Because she lives closer, yeah. And was incredible and was the hugest, best player in the world. And all the pictures are courtesy of her, the best pictures. So, should I feed your ego a little bit more, Morgan?
I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but carry on. Water girl ever.
Also, the best water girl. She was literally every time Amanda didn't even have to say anything. She was just like. And Morgan would put the straw right in her mouth. So, yeah. In
between each round of contractions, it's like, and water in the face. And water.
That was a very Jack Kirby description of it. If anybody has, read Marvel comics from back in the 60s. But, yeah. So Aunt Morgan has been amazing, and Rosie is 4 weeks on Tuesday. Last couple of nights were rough because she's been stuffed up. I don't know if she got my allergies to everything.
She's never had spring before. This is new.
Yeah.
And what's the pollen count? Like over 9,000?
I play the game. Is it COVID or is it allergies every day? So I don't know.
Apparently dry air.
And apparently we have not put the humidifier in our bedroom yet.
Y'all really should step that up.
We have it ready to go. Just have to do it tonight.
Apparently, we're only at moderate for the pollen count this week.
I hardcore disagree.
But then again, you said all your neighbors have been doing yard work, so I'm sure that sent up a lot of stuff in the...
I'm sure me power washing.
What did you power wash? The house or the steps or
the side of the house? Because one side doesn't get the sun, so our HOA, for all y'all living with HOAs, yeah, not Aunt Morgan. HOAs will get up you about anything. So.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Clearly, they have too much time on their hands, and you know. wants a T-shirt that says, "Say bless you, I have allergies, not COVID."
You know, hey, I don't know you, but I am on board, and now I kind of want to design that. And I am a graphic designer, so maybe I'll get on that. I'll have to work through Morgan to see if that's feasible.
Yeah, sure. Mama Ward says, "I sneeze constantly in spring." I get that. Totally.
Can we slow down, Morgan, and talk about the be better, not bitter Mama Meiji? Can we hear more about that? Because I don't know what that means, and I like it.
I don't. Where are we looking?
That's what Ward has as their graphic for their picture. Okay. You see that?
Yes, now I can.
So, if it's not too forward of me, can you explain that in the comments, and Morgan and I will come back to it?
I mean, clearly it's all about bees.
Well, bees are awesome, but...
Right? Allie would like that shirt as well.
Oh, well, we've already got 3 buyers, so I feel like we can make money. 4 if we include you, Morgan, so...
Right. Although I think Allie is our UK person, so...
So shipping will be more for Allie, but, you know, whatever. Right. Allie, you have a lovely profile photo. I don't know what that's from, but it's lovely.
Definitely. Says, "Be better, not bitter," is kind of the underlying theme of my life and my writing sense, my stroke. And she does keep bees.
Oh, okay. So first of all, I'm sending my little heart here with IG 11 and Baby Yoda. I can't do this backwards very well. And Goats and Poultry. Oh my goodness. Oh, we have so much to talk about. Okay, I love all of this.
My friends who helped me with my gardening today have goats and chickens, but they don't have bees because after the 3rd time the bears knocked it over and took the honey, they decided not to summon bears to their yard.
They live out.
A little more.
You can see my hands going off into the distance. Yeah.
So Lizzie loves the "be better, not bitter" motto, even though she's as bitter as she could be.
Lizzie, we love you. So I don't know you, but I love you all the same. And you're on the East Coast, so you're in the same time zone as us.
Right. Oh,
Morgan, if you let me, I'm going to monopolize your show, just getting to know all of your viewers.
Right. Kelly says he's been made president of their HOA. As for mold on the side of the house, never had it with fiberglass cement siding, but after getting hardy plank siding, it's become an issue.
Oh, dude, yeah, the hardy plank I looked at in my old house in a neighborhood that had wood. So I feel you. We have I don't even remember what it's called. I guess it's fiber, right? Or the siding. Yeah, just the generic siding in North America. I can't remember what it's called.
Vinyl. They either have vinyl or aluminum, depending if was put on in the 70s or after that.
All right.
My house has both.
Well, yeah, your house was built before ours, but yeah. Yeah, we get it every year because we have one side, which is that side, which I think is the west, that doesn't get morning sun. So we tend to get more mold there.
Right. Lizzie admits that she's secretly a major Karen.
Uh-oh. Well, we have something to admit. Morgan, do you want to admit it?
My mother's name is Karen?
Yeah.
I mean... But she'll call me. She'll be like, "I need help at the store, but I don't want to be a Karen." And I'm like, if you're asking for help fitting a dog harness on a dog at a pet store, that's their job. You're not being a Karen. You're just asking them to do their job. It's okay to ask for help when the dog has tried to plummet off the table 3 times for you because you need another hand.
And Grandma Karen knits the most adorable things for Rosie. So we're cool with her. And her big sister, Gwen, who is off doing something.
Playing Minecraft?
Most likely. She had her Switch earlier, cattails.
Right. Wanted to tell us about her stroke. So on April 28th of 2015, she should have died, but her daughters found her at the bus stop and the neighbors got her to the hospital. She was paralyzed on the right side and has brain damage and lost all words. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was quite that bad. Woof.
Is it okay if I ask you questions about that? I won't until you answer, but both my dad and my grandpa have had strokes, some more major than others.
And everybody sends their sympathy. Greg says, sorry to hear that. Allie is like, oh my goodness. Lizzie says, we are so happy you're here with us today, sharing the better of you. Definitely. So says, and she lost music she knew and had to learn to write as part of her language recovery therapy, and now has 2 million words and is getting published and deals with transient somniatic amnesia, but figured out that rote memory helps.
I want to hear more about that, but I don't want to probe too deep. So you let me know if it's okay to ask questions. Yeah. And Morgan, I don't want to co-opt your thing here.
Totally fine. Lizzie is off channeling her inner Karen as little kids are riding their bikes in their yard.
If you shake your fist and say, "Get off my lawns, youngsters," I hear that works.
Right. So says that stories store in a different place in the brain than rote memory stores in a different place in the brain than experiential memory. So she writes and reads multiple times to memorize it, and that's how she remembers, because when she sleeps she forgets stuff.
Oh yeah.
And says feel free to ask away. And
okay, so Morgan, are we okay? I don't want to like monopolize your whole thing here, but you invited me, so you're stuck with me.
I have a mute button if I get sick of
it. Morgan will just delete me if she needs me to go away.
Right. Says she's an overcomer, and it is what she shares and encourages others, because she's super supportive and encouraging and amazing, and we love you.
Well, yep, I love you as well. So here's my questions, My grandpa had a massive stroke. This is on my maternal side, and lost a lot of his functionality. Like a lot of people, the stroke, paralyzed half his body. He ended up in a wheelchair when he was 60, I think. My dad, who is now 74, has had a series of TIAs, the minor strokes, right? And has progressive dementia as a result of it. How does that compare with your experience? And we have to wait for Morgan to come back because she controls our communication. So she's a monster. We can all agree, I think, right?
Clearly. I was just getting water. I could still hear you. I was just on
I'm just giving you a hard time, as you well know.
No worries. So, sends her hearts to all of us as well. And we all think she's a champ and utterly amazing.
I like your fans, Morgan. They're all right.
Yeah. Lizzie says that she thinks she's bitter because she knows she'll never have the childhood and teenhood that normal people do, and that she was robbed of half her life. I'm so sorry, honey.
Lizzie, if you want to talk about it, we're all here.
And if you don't,
that's
it's
cool.
You and your level of sharing. So Greg popped in and says, minor strokes are strokes that happen to other people.
Greg, my dad would say otherwise, and I've kind of watched it happen. So I don't know, dude.
There's definitely any stroke that happens to you is pretty a major thing in your life, though. So
I can tell you, my dad, they call it a TIA, and I never remember what that means, but it's a minor stroke. But dude, it has been a huge impact on his life. And
when was this?
Before you knew him.
Okay.
8 years ago. I had to look at Amanda like she knows. 8 years ago or so. He's always had low blood pressure, like your sister and you, and it just hit at one point.
Greg said he had a stroke himself. Oh my goodness!
Sorry, brother. That's rough.
I missed that one. I hope you fully recovered. I mean, last time I ran into you in the fudge making aisle, you seemed fine. So
I'm going to disappear for one moment. I will return. I promise.
Of course. So. Okay, well, I'm going to wait for Jeff to be right back, but, you know, we're hitting the hard truths today. Oh, my goodness. Popping over to Lizzie. She was framed for a crime in 6th grade, and her parents didn't believe she was innocent, and they tried to arrest her because she's Black. It's because of all the fake friends she had. Oh, my goodness. That's, I can't even imagine. Completely unfair, and I'm very angry on your behalf, and I don't even know who to like confront. Clearly, Lizzie says that every friendship she's had gets ruined, and she's the only one who ends up burned. And it's hard knowing I can't show too much of myself without getting screwed later on. I am so sorry that you've had to deal with this kind of complete BS, because that's what it is. No one deserves that kind of horrible. I have a lot of words that I don't usually use on this stream, but oh my goodness, that's horrible. February 1st, 2017, when her life ended. Oh my gosh.
Lizzie, sorry. I missed it. Morgan, can you fill me in?
Of course I can. Here we go. She was framed in 6th grade and almost arrested and lost all her friends because of jerk weasels.
Did you grow up in this region? Whereabouts were you, Lizzie? That sounds incredibly awful, and I'm so sorry.
She's one of our East Coasters. So I'm so sorry. And I hope you find a better quality of friend, and that your family learns that they should like trust their own child.
Not
have that support is makes me very angry that your parents weren't even supportive of you.
Obviously, Morgan and I cannot, quite put ourselves into your shoes, but, send the love, and can't imagine what you've been through.
Yeah.
And hope the future generations, you sound like you're a bit younger, but hopefully younger than us. You can tell by my gray that I'm a bit older. And I hope for better from the younger people.
Yeah. Popping back to MM, she had a non-bleed stroke caused by a clot that moved, but had 2 decades of nursing. So when they said she had a stroke, she immediately began moving the paralyzed side and doing therapy on the 3rd day to try and get that moving.
Most of my grandparents, both my grandmothers were nurses, so power to you.
She couldn't swallow and couldn't eat solids for 6 months. And the biggest thing in the recovery was how quickly she began retraining the brain and body. Her own medical background jump-started her recovery.
Good for you, That's amazing.
Right. But she knows it was bad because the doctors told the husband she should just be dumped in a nursing home. And when I ran into one of them last month, they were shocked she was alive. Oh my goodness.
And I apologize for the dogs. Aunt Morgan knows my dogs are terrible, but I saw something from Lizzie start to pop up.
Yep. So popping back over to Lizzie's tale of, oh my goodness, none of these adults and or kids should like be able to look themselves in the mirror after this BS. So the girl said she wanted to stab Lizzie, so she said the same thing back, and her friend told the office, and the office thought I wanted to kill her, and my parents didn't care about me, just her. Oh my goodness.
Lizzie, that sounds awful, and I'm so sorry you went through that.
Yeah.
This is going to be the Jeff and Morgan therapy corner, apparently. Yeah.
Right? Kelly says his parents made it a point to teach him it's not about innocence or guilt, but rather expectation of society and instilling that expectation as to be aware of it. So Kelly is a Black man living in Cobb County, Georgia. So I think he knows a little bit about people who, yeah. Anyway,
Kelly, I hope you like Georgia, and I don't know what else to say, but I'm sorry, my friend. You know, even as a white dude, I can't imagine living down there. So, yeah.
So, Lizzie hates everyone in the class of 2023 because they have the life she should have had. Totally get that.
Lizzie, you have to do a lot of math on figuring out 2023 and whether your Morgan's older niece is, but she's a little younger than that.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely younger. She said the incident happened in 6th grade in 2017.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Lizzie said, responded to Kelly, yeah, that's what they told me. I didn't know any better because no one taught me. I'm saying the same things for years and nobody cared until then. Ugh. That's rough. And Kelly says that expectation is sometimes not fair or just. And Lizzie says her parents don't understand how pissed she is at them. They say they cared about how she felt, but all she remembers is them saying how she hurt them, and they told the office they didn't believe her. And Kelly says, so I believe your parents wanted to teach you to be strong and mentally prepared to deal with that BS. I don't know about that. That screams of parents who are like, who don't care what actually happened, but care what other people think. And that's rough.
Yeah, I don't want to jump down that rabbit hole, certainly, because there's, like, as both a parent and a child myself, I don't even know where to go. But Lizzie, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And Lizzie said a year before she'd lied about her reading grades for months and her parents haven't trusted her since. Those are two very different situations.
Lizzie, I lied about taking SAT tutoring that my parents paid for a year, and they've since forgiven me. Oh, yeah, no, I haven't told you this, Morgan, but yeah, I lied about it. This was high school level, and they, you know, I'm sorry. That sounds awful.
Yeah. But you were in like 5th grade then. I don't even, okay. Yeah. And Kelly says, thanks for your support, Jeff. He was born and raised down there. And Lizzie said she used to lie a lot before that, like everything out of her mouth. And her dad said they knew they wanted her arrested, so he was upset that she didn't know any better and surrounded herself with bad people.
Hey, Lizzie, this is me being a little overly cautious. Are she, her pronouns preferable, or they, them, or anything else? Feel free to speak up now. I just want to make sure we're doing this right.
Oh my goodness. So.
And also, sorry about my dogs. I hate both of them, and I love both of them, and they are old. And I'm going to bring a niece back because she's much cuter than I am, and she's asleep.
And said we love the doggos. So
who said we love the doggos?
Mama Ward.
Oh, well, Mama Ward can take them. I have 2 of them for you, Mama Ward, because they drive me insane working from home all the time. Even before the pandemic, I worked from home.
Gotcha. Going back to Mama Ward talking about her stroke, she said that she can still feel the damaged area, and she knows every day since then is a blessing. Even when she has a bad day and can't drive or walk and has, constant vertigo, she knows she just not wake us, but she won't be better. She chooses better.
Mama, I'm going to go with Mama Ward because that's what Morgan is saying. Is that cool? Right? That's the correct. Yeah. Okay. So Mama Ward, my grandpa Mac McAllister, cranky old man like yo. He had a stroke. Gosh, 30, 40 years ago. He's long since dead, but he was also the biggest prankster in the world. And he teased my grandma. So he had his little go-kart at their nursing facility. This is Freckles, by the way, trying to eat me and the baby.
Hi, Freckles. It's his baby. I don't understand.
That's what he thinks, certainly. But yeah, so Grandpa Mac would intentionally drive the go-kart in the wall to flirt with my wife at the time. And, you know, oh my God, I'm sorry. Freckles is being... I'm apparently not equipped to be on a podcast. I do video for a living, people. I'm sorry. This is terrible.
You're usually on the other side of the screen.
Sometimes. Anyway, yeah. So my grandpa, after his stroke, still, like, the things I loved the most was how much of his sense of humor and personality hung out. I don't know. Just kind of talking now. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm just seeing where I skipped over comments. So I'm just scooting back in. Lizzie confirmed she, her pronouns. And Allie had to pop off to bed. Thanks for coming. And sleep well. I hope you get a good night's sleep. Lizzie says that her dad has since apologized and is trying to help things get better, but her mom's being stubborn. I gotta confess, my mother has never apologized to me in her life. The closest she's ever come to apologizing is when I got accused of something and it wasn't my fault, and my uncle or my grandma said, you should apologize to that girl. And my mom said, you're right. So that was the apology, was my mom agreeing I was owed an apology.
Well, now I got to ask, does your mom listen to these?
No, she doesn't.
I mean, I don't want to say anything if Karen's listening. Hi, Karen.
She will apologize, you know, for being slow when we're walking, or, you know, being in the way, or feeling like she's, you know, slowing me down, or like when we're on took vacation together, she didn't want to be but like for having done something wrong to me, that's it. Mom doesn't apologize. So says she's got 5 rescue Chihuahuas and 6 rescue large breeds.
Yay, and I'm sorry because I have one who's basically a Chihuahua. He's a cranky old man named Tanner D'Artagnan. He's a Manchester Terrier / Min Pin. We don't know exactly. He's a rescue. And then after my other puppy had passed, who was also rescued, we literally found a pit bull on the side of the street, and Freckles is our other dog. And Tanner, the older guy, is blind, deaf, and not dumb in the sense of he screams a lot. So, and they like to do it under Amanda's chair over there.
Of course. That way you'll be sure to hear them. So, Kelly said to Lizzie that he had the kind of mom that would discipline him in her frustration of getting hurt when he went outside to play.
Kelly, that sounds like you went out, you like cut yourself out in the woods or whatever, like us 70s kids. I don't know how old you are, but and then your mom would get mad at you for getting hurt. Did I understand her correctly?
I'm not sure. We'll catch up. Lizzie said, I hate the word discipline so much. I hate it so much. And Kelly said, I say give consideration that your parents didn't have the ability to deal with that situation and directed that frustration as best they could. Lizzie says that her dad realizes the damage he's done to her to an extent. And, you know, your relationship, I don't know. But now she needs to get through to her mother and she'll win. And she just wants to win. you shouldn't have to win your parents' support. That's what parents are for. And it makes me mad when parents don't default to supporting their children. Lizzie says, yeah, that's what she thinks happened. They've both had crappy and abusive parents, so they just don't know how to handle her and her sister. Mama Ward says one of the best pieces of advice she ever got was the hardest thing to do is to accept an apology will never be given and forgive someone who isn't sorry. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. Kelly says to Lizzie, I understand, but give consideration to your parents being the first level of authority to you, because after them, the levels of authority outside the home can be another experience. And Mama Ward says, it just means don't carry the weight of the anger and spend the energy on your own negative feelings, because they're just going to be who they are, and them being wrong doesn't, sometimes you can't do anything about that. Lizzie says, that is great advice. The girl who got me suspended apologized, and we actually became friends again before the next time I almost got arrested in another friendship. It's hard. Oh my goodness. I don't
Lizzie,
like
I'm gonna applaud for the first part of that. Yay that you became friends with the person.
Yeah.
Boo for whatever happened next. But
right.
Love.
Yeah, yeah. Mama Ward says my parents taught me how not to parent. And Nightbot thinks it's time for us to stretch.
Oh, Nightbot. Okay. I'm gonna stretch out Rosie. Hang on. Wait. Little Rosie's toesies right here, everybody.
You got her toes.
I got her toesies. I haven't told you, Aunt Morgan, but we printed out a whole bunch of mix tiles, if you're familiar with those, right? The little things. Sorry, Freckles is overly excited, and I may have to go in a minute here.
Yeah, I understand. Whoop. Got a fussy little one. So thank you all for feeling like this is a safe place and opening up. I really, I'm not happy, but I'm glad that you feel that this is a supportive space to share your stories, and I'm honored that you opened up to my brother-in-law and my niece and me. So Freckles does indeed love the baby. It is true. He like nuzzles up. He won't even eat breakfast before the baby comes down, or at least week 1 and 2. So whoop, did you want back in? So you're on mute, or you're not on mute, but I'm not hearing you. So.
Hi, can you all hear me now?
Yes.
My apologies. Freckles is a little too excited about the baby. He's taking his nanny dog responsibility very, very, very seriously.
Yeah.
So he needed to be banished for a minute, and yeah.
Understood.
But hey, love to everyone. Thank you. I heard Morgan talking a little bit. I didn't mean, like, Morgan invited me, and I was like, oh, hey, everybody. This is my brother-in-law, and I'm all like, let's talk about our therapy. So, and thank you, Lizzie. We love Rosie, too. She's the best, except at 4 a.m.
Right. Mama thinks Freckles is a super cute name, and did want us to know that stroke treatments have changed so much since 1995, and that she's really glad he still has his personality. She saw a lot of patients who are totally different people after their stroke. Yeah.
Mama, I feel you. I'm watching my dad now go down that, but so love.
Yup. So Lizzie said her parents want her to get help, and they want her to be better and feel loved, but they don't understand because you haven't been abused like we were. So your life is clearly a walk in the park. But you can't compare different people's traumas to others. It's not a competition of who had it worse. So everybody stretched. Freckles wants the baby. Love to everyone. Lizzie says she's been avoiding help. It's hard knowing you're a mess and need help. It's true. It's very true. Asking for help is definitely one of the hardest things. And high school can be obnoxious and people aren't necessarily their best selves there.
Can we look at Kelly's? Oh, no, sorry.
Sorry. Shannon said that therapy got her through some very, very dark places and suggests that she try it for a test period.
Me too, Shannon. Me too. Over the years. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. So.
In
order. Mama Ward says their nanny dog is a Rottie mix and is 15 this year. And Lizzie's like, except at 4 a.m., how my dad feels about our cats. Legit.
That's when Amanda gives me the baby, when she just can't take it anymore. And I have literally a kangaroo pouch, pretty much what IG-11 is rocking here for Yoda. I walk around and around and around until the child falls asleep. So I feel y'all.
Gotcha. So Mama says people process trauma differently, and mental trauma is just as damaging as physical trauma, which is so true. And Lizzie says she's homeschooled and has been for at least 3.5 years. So that makes it safer. Yeah. If your friends are, doing bull like that, that definitely sounds like a better environment than the school system in which you're, where you live. Kelly said yes. He got in big trouble. Mom wasn't thrilled. I broke my collarbone. Crashed out after a ramp jump on his BMX.
Kelly, I can't even begin to tell you. I'm a child of the 70s. I did the dumbest stuff. I somehow never broke a bone. I mean, I'm 46 and I've never broken a bone, but I did the dumbest things. Some of them on BMX, some of them on sleds. I can't even begin to tell you, and I survived somehow. So
I wouldn't even ride my bike down a ditch. I grew up in Tidewater, Virginia, where anything more than 3 degrees is a hill.
Which is why Morgan and her sister have very different opinions than I do about parenting.
Oh, yeah. So Lizzie says, regarding dealing with other people and their trauma, that she does the same with people who haven't been through what she's been through. It's easy to belittle what they've been through and say it's not so bad. And she's trying to get away from that. It's definitely a process. It definitely is.
Lizzie, thanks for checking in on that, and love, and hope your dinner turns out well.
Definitely. And good luck getting your parents to, progress and grow and turn into supportive people.
Now, there's a dude named, I'm assuming, I can't tell from the picture, Raven Stromdans.
Hi, Raven.
Oh, what is it?
I said, hi, Raven. Thanks for popping in. We were doing the talking about our traumas session today. So,
well, Raven is an age twinsy with me, apparently.
Yeah. I met him through Sako. I think he's one of our local guys.
Oh, hi. Maybe we'll meet someday. I'm local here on the Eastern Seaboard, so not far from where Morgan lives.
Nice. Kelly landed on some nice dry Georgia clay, so I'm sure that helped with the collarbone. So take care of yourself, Lizzie. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, well, that was a lot, and I was just listening. I didn't have to live it. So, I mean, my heart goes out to all of you, and I know that I am absolutely blessed with very supportive parents who want the best for me, even if my dad's weirdly competitive about my writing. But
Wait, does your dad listen to this before I nod my head?
No, he
okay,
doesn't.
Cool.
Yeah, no. So yeah, it's when I see people with parents that aren't being supportive, I get really, really angry, because everyone deserves parents that support them. I understand, people taking advantage of supportive parents and them having to draw a line somewhere, but that's a different thing than, not encouraging their dreams and, supporting them when people, come after them. So So yeah.
Morgan is worried that you have parents that are overly competitive about your writing as well, or a dad at least. I'm assuming that's what Raven was talking about. But
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, yeah. My dad totally forgot he wanted to be a writer until I told him I finished a draft and was getting ready to query. And then he pulled out his old drafts, and he's getting published through a small press, through Ring of Fire Press, actually, which publishes the 1632 universe stuff with Eric Flint. So he's super excited about that. His launch party is Memorial Day weekend. So
your birthday, basically.
Yeah, but he's retired. He has plenty of time. So Raven says he's more prolific than his dad pure volume wise, but he actually finishes his projects rather than starting and abandoning them by the baker's dozen. I mean, is it your fault you have so many great ideas in your head?
Raven, I worked with so I'm a video editor primarily, first and foremost. And
he's my audio guy for
which Morgan always has to poke me because I have a new baby. But poke. I worked with a company where one of our guys would abandon projects or work. I always a joke that perfection is the enemy of done. I've been down that road.
A lot of writers suffer from that one. Kelly says his parents are supportive, but they have a certain amount of tough love that comes with certain experiences of existing in this society. Definitely. It's for him, he says it's more of that Vulcan disposition.
Now I'm picturing Spock, the Zachary Quinto Spock as a parent, which is not probably bueno for anybody.
Right. Well, I think this has been an excellent conversation. This is technically a writing sprint thing. So maybe we should do another sprint. I'm going to set the timer for 21 because it's 2021 and I'm still amused. But first, let's pop over to Raven's comment. After 30 years of trying to finish a first draft of a novel, he finished for the first time since he was 13 last year. Sweet. Wait. Haven't I helped you with query letters? How am I helping you query stuff if you haven't finished drafts? I'm very confused.
Raven is magic.
Although I would like to state for the record, if you are thinking, one of the things I really like to do after writing a rough draft is writing a query letter for that novel, because the themes and the important things that happen in the story are really condensed. So that way, when you go through the edits, you can really see what maybe you should be focusing on. And that can help, when you go to pitch it, even if you're not going traditionally publishing, just writing that query letter can really help you focus during that editing process. So.
I think I should probably bounce so you all can actually focus, because I'm all like, let's talk about our feelings. Love to everyone. Thank you so much. You all are amazing.
Thanks for popping by and letting us say hi to Rosie. I enjoy that part. So Raven is dreading the part where he has to go back and actually edit the story. And Shannon cheers, yay, complete manuscript. And MM agrees that the editing part sucketh. I gotta say, I actually like some parts of the editing process. Like when it's going smoothly and I can feel it, my writing leveling up and meshing better. It's a great feeling. So, and I know from personal experience, for me, cutting 10 to 20% of my writing tightens up the story, and I like the finished product better. So because I have that experience of, I know cutting a certain percentage of my words will end up with a better story, it makes me not hate editing as much as I could, at least, 20% of the time. So Shannon says editing can be wonderful like writing, but then it can be tedious. I mean, I think all stages of writing are both fun and tedious, depending on which parts and how well it's going. When things are going smoothly, either editing or writing, I enjoy it. When they slow down and I'm just doing it because, oh my God, I need to finish this someday, then it gets tedious for me. Raven says he was trying to get the idea of how a query could work. Okay. And already had the bulk of the story mapped out, just not written at that point. Okay. That makes perfect sense. So you were using my trick to help bring your story together. So definitely right there with you. I think many of us have been there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get a sprint in. Are we ready? In 3, wait, let me bring it up. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, I found the right tab and Jeff popped back. So let me know what you were working on during that sprint, or, if you were eating cheesecake, which turned out great, by the way. Just update from Pie Day last weekend.
And Jeff is only a little bitter he didn't get any.
Oh, there's still some left. Oh, hey, hello.
Here's another niece. This is not Rosie. Niece. Come on, Gwen.
You don't have to say hi, but you can. Hello.
Can you tell? This is Aunt Morgan. Aunt Morgan. And Gwen is 72 years old.
I am 9.
No, 72. I'm pretty sure, right?
I mean, that sounds.
And you have the best baby sister ever, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she has the best big sister ever.
Rosie has the best big sister ever, or Gwen does? Because Gwen doesn't have a big sister.
No, Rosie does.
All right. Hey, Gwen, these are people who like reading. Can you tell them your favorite books?
Warrior Cats.
Warrior Cats, obviously.
And who's your favorite warrior cat?
Hollyleaf.
Hollyleaf. So if everybody hasn't read those, it's about cats who are warriors and have tribes. All right, sweetie.
Clans, not tribes.
Clans. Sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Jeff is doing it wrong. I read the first 6 books, I think, and I'm working on the 7th with her.
Pretty awesome. So I'm going to pop into the comments. Raven said that the thought occurred to him that he doesn't think the story I actually helped him build a query for was even the one he finished for Nano. Boy, is his face red. Well, whatever. Although at the moment, I can't actually remember which story I have in my back catalog is actually the one in question. Too many ideas unfinished. I think it was a time jumping one following paranormal occurrences in different places. I could be wrong. I might be mixing yours up with someone else's, but that's what I think I remember. Kelly abandoned us to go grab a bike ride and get something to eat. And he's working on a sprint or on a short story that's near its end. And he might even finish a chapter today. And obviously, I told Jeff he could come back.
I was allowed back, yeah.
Right? Shannon is editing and finished another chapter. So yay, that's awesome. I am on the last paragraph of that 700 words I imported, cleaning it up and replacing my placeholder names with the actual character names. I've been doing voice to text, but fantasy names don't necessarily translate so easily to voice to text. So I'm mostly reading through to make sure it's coherent, but I know where I left off because I'll see a character's name. Jana comes out as Jenny, and Rian is Ryan or Brian, etc., etc.
Are we allowed to ask about how the voice to text journey is going? I know you talked about that a little bit.
I really like it when I have ideas when I'm driving. But at home, sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. It depends how much time I think it's going to take me to clean up. And it definitely works better when I have dialogue and or action rather than more transitional or like brain thinky bits. Like there's certain types of scenes that do better. So when I'm trying to figure out what's happening, it goes a lot slower. So let's see, pop into the comments. Raven said he cracked open his first draft of The Mountain Speaks for the first time since he finished it during Nano last year. That's awesome. And Raven knew, I did remember Raven's query correctly. It was intended to be an anthology of stories chronicling how one of his setting's main characters arrived at his current situation. Okay, I can definitely, I'm a huge fan of tons of backstory and like, you know, people don't just show up in one way and stay that way the entire time they are characters in your story. They change, especially when things happen to them off screen. So just because it's not on screen doesn't mean that it doesn't affect them. And so, you know, when you go back to those characters, they can't be exactly where you left them.
Yes.
Some more
Yes.
Rosie?
Little more Rosie time.
Hi.
Mostly because your sister has to go pee, but, you know, I'll embarrass her by saying that. Oh, sweet girl. She does not look happy to be with Papa.
No.
But this is a good transition because you're talking about backstory. And as I mentioned earlier in the thing, that my daughter is named after Lord of the Rings characters. So do you view it like Tolkien, who is a huge influence on me, where you write a backstory before you write the story, or do you kind of develop it as you go?
It depends on the character. Some of them I know where they're coming from. For me, people in the audience or you know, on the chat, let me know how it happens for you. But for me, I know a couple of them, and I might know bits and pieces, but usually not all of it, because I'm not Tolkien and I don't spend like 10 years writing the backstory of every character.
I'm also curious to hear from the audience about how y'all do that, because I am not a writer. I write commercial scripts, so 30 to 60 seconds of, hey, buy this now. And I'm not like Aunt Morgan over here who can, you know, come up with something from scratch. I adapt other people's stuff better.
I struggle with writing in other people's worlds. Like I feel like it requires so much more research to not, in order to do their characters and their world and their setting justice. And I know that tons of writers got their start in fandom, and that's totally cool. I feel clunky writing in somebody else's world, because what if I get some detail wrong? Or, you know, and one of my favorite parts is world building, which you don't get to do as much when you're playing in somebody else's sandbox, you know? Shannon answered. She said they're a plotter, but she's been converted to writing a lot more backstory. Okay. I thought plotters loved backstory, but I understand you don't need it if you're just telling the story. So yeah, I really enjoy adding in layers and, you know, making sure that the characters and the setting and the world came from somewhere and they're going somewhere, and, you know, everything's more complicated than straightforward. Woo! Mama Ward says that she overworld builded. There is no such thing as overworld building. You don't need to have it all on paper in the released story, but a lot of times you got to do the world building for you, so you know where it came from and all that stuff. And I never think it's wasted.
I'm going to go back, though, to Tolkien and how Christopher Tolkien has now released, what, like 39 novels based on his father's overworld building. But yeah, I hear you.
I mean, he's got a great setting with tons of things that, you know, were barely touched on. That could use some expanding, and so many more stories in that world. But that's just not where I'm comfortable. Let's see. Raven said he kind of initially planned that series as a series of stories as an explanation for how a Union veteran from the Civil War in the Old West ended up as a street person living in a remote town in the New York Appalachia. Right. I remember that part. Yeah. So that was the query I helped him tweet.
Raven, I'm a alternate history buff. I'd love to read that, and I apologize, everyone. I think it's probably time for me to take this one away again. I love everyone. Thank you for letting me be part of this, Aunt Morgan, and everyone else. So
if you get bored some Sunday, you're always welcome back, even with cranky pants. So let's see. Shannon said that she also learned that she's got to interview her characters after the book is done before revision to see what changed for them in Turning Point 1 or Turning Point 3. Totally, I get that. Raven loves world building, woohoo! But is bad at making plots and interesting characters, really, in the settings he creates. So, Mama Ward says she has to stop world building to start the story, but it's because of the way she learned back in '93. See, check out her Writing the Tree video. And think she does that because of her anthropology degree. I totally get that. And we all said goodbye to Rosie and Rosie's dad. That's your name now, just so you know. So, well, we are at 6:30, so I think it's time for me to say goodbye. And thank you all for coming and celebrating the beginning of spring. And thank you all for feeling comfortable and opening up and talking with us. I definitely. And I hope some of us were at least a little productive today. MM says, it was so nice to meet you, Jeff. And Raven he's got no problem having fun in other people's worlds, especially ones he has significant investment in. He's written fanfic in Dresden series, Farscape, and Last Unicorn. That's awesome. Mama Ward likes to interview her characters before and after, I guess, each revision. Shannon said, goodbye and good luck. Raven says, good journey, everyone. I'm glad I was awake for this for once. I get that. It's Sunday afternoon for me. It's a great time for a nap. So thank you all for coming. I'll be back again at 4:30 Eastern time next Sunday. And let's see. This week's blog post was on 4 ways to handle it when you get an idea that messes with everything you already wrote. And on the podcast this week was the dog side of the internet, Tumblr and Reddit. I'm not sure what next week is. So you can find me. I think all my links are below, and I think Sako's fundraiser is still probably there. You can find me at morganhazelwood.com, YouTube/Morgan Hazelwood, and the podcast is Writing Tips and Writerly Musings, found anywhere podcasts are, or at morganhazelwood.fireside.fm. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a lovely week and your spring, looks nice with minimal pollen in your face. So thanks again for coming, and I really appreciate you all. So bye-bye.